don't you watch something you like and then talk about how you liked it? Now that I'm 30, I know how the game works and I'm aware that the game is there. It's not a misogynistic thing. I'm not being an asshole here. I'm just trying to enjoy myself now watching this game. And you're fucking it up for me by asking me stupid goddamn questions like who do I want to win and where I'm from, and it's none of your business. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, and Happy New Year. Thanks for checking out Joe Kelly's Year Chronicles. I'm Joe Kelly. This is my podcast. Happy New Year, everybody. We're a week into 2018 and just happy to be alive. What a good time. Hey, if you want to support this podcast, do me a favor. Head on over to utilizeshrooms.threadless.com. It is a little store that I run. There's shirts, pillows, all sorts of nonsense there you can get that all says utilize shrooms in one way or another. Except for the other, one of the t-shirts it just says culture is not your friend, which is a Terrence McKenna quote. So check it out, utilizeshrooms.threadless.com. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at utilizeshrooms, and my website, joekellycomedy.com. Check that out for comedy dates and all that nonsense. Going to be out and about for the rest of this month. I'm going to be in Huntsville for the rest of this weekend. I'll be in Huntsville with Brett Ernst. He's great, man. I saw him at the Comedy Store in L.A. last spring, April-ish, I think it was. He's great, man. He blew me away. He was by far my favorite, so I'm excited to be in Huntsville with him, and I'll be popping around the greater Atlanta area pretty much the rest of the month. On February 3rd, I'll be at Urban Tree Cidery. I'm going to be closing that show out, doing like 20 minutes, so come on by there, and we'll have a real good time, man. It'll be great. Atlanta's been great thus far. It's been treating me really well. Very, very good. I got to do a few shows at the Laughing Skull, which is the club in town, and that was good. All sorts of fun stuff to end 2017. And now we're in 2018, baby. We're in 2018, the second year of our president's term, right? That's how it works, right? He got elected in 2016, started in 2017, and we're in year 2. Well, you know, maybe the world will end, maybe it won't, maybe we'll go to maybe we'll get in a fucking World War III. Probably not, but maybe, you know, there's always hope. There's always hope that we can end up in World War III, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. God, that dude's a fucking idiot, man. Ugh. And I don't know. It's real easy. It's always easy to blame like one person, you know? And I feel like that's kind of what the president is there for. As far as America goes, I feel like it's somebody to kind of just take the blame for everything. But really, it's a fucking, you know, it's a population that makes up this country. It's a whole team. So, you know, you can't just blame the captain all the time. You can't blame Jordan for every time the Bulls lost. You know, it was a team effort. So, I just don't know. I got no idea. He's a fucking idiot. But I think a lot of people are idiots too. You know. And then, what was it? I didn't read anything about this. I just saw some shit on Twitter or something like that about the Golden Globes. I didn't watch them, but some people were talking about Oprah maybe going to run for president in 2020. What the fuck, man? Look at the people that were putting in charge. It's like this whole cult of celebrity thing. You know, even with Obama might not have been a celebrity, but the American population turned him into a celebrity really, really quickly. You know, they really did. Then we had the fucking Arnold out in California. You guys know his grandpa was or his dad was a Nazi, right? Like a legit Nazi, not one of these new age Nazis that you punch in the face, like a legit Hitler Nazi. People don't really talk about that much, and I don't know why. Especially when he fucking ran one of, fucking California for however long he did. I don't know how shit works. But would have been 8 years? Is that how long you can be a governor? 8 years? Jesse Ventura only did 1 term. He is like, I did my duty and now I'm gone. But even then, he was a celebrity. But I like Jesse Ventura just because he's a nut. Should he be an elected official? I don't fucking know. I like him as a person. I find him to be very fascinating, very interesting man. There's a car pulling up behind me. That's right, guys. Still in the van, podcast studio that is the 2000 Dodge Grand Caravan. I forgot to say that at the beginning, but somebody just pulled up, so just, you got to keep the eyes open. You never know what's going on. But Oprah, if she runs, great. I hope everybody votes for her. I never have liked Oprah. I just haven't. I just don't. I don't like her. Feel like, she's the whole thing with giving people new cars. Like everyone's like, everyone got a new car. Isn't she a great lady? And it's like, that's a nice thing to do. But she gave a bunch of who's Oprah's main audience? Like middle-aged housewives. Do you really think all of them needed new cars? Probably not. Probably people who can't afford a fucking plane ticket or whatever it is. I don't know where she does her show out of. New York, maybe? I got no fucking idea. But people who probably can't afford the travel to get to a taping of her show probably need a car, more than Janice took a afternoon off from baking pies to go watch Oprah, and she got a brand new car. Is that misogynistic? I don't know. Oprah's on during the daytime, all right? Or she was. Her show's not on anymore, but she was on during the day. So who the fuck is home to watch Oprah during the day? People with nothing else to do but bake pies. All right? It's not a misogynistic thing. I'm not being an asshole here. That's what they did. Fucking dog sitters. Stay at home and watch the dogs all day. And they get a day off, go watch Oprah. Oh, she gave me a car. Hot dog. I don't like Oprah. I just don't. Although I was watching this Jay-Z documentary, and Oprah is, I guess, kind of like the narrator of it. That still doesn't make me like her. Still doesn't make me give a shit about her. But if she runs, I hope everybody votes for her. I hope everybody has a good time playing in that little nonsense game that they keep playing in. A little voting game that everybody likes to participate in and feel like they've done something good to the world and society. Even though you've done nothing. You're trying to get somebody else to do good shit while you do your own bullshit. That's what it is. It's like if I vote for somebody and they do good things, that means I don't have to do good things. Because somebody else is going to take care of it for me. Which is kind of like a good thing that Trump is president, because maybe people are going to try and just be better as people and be better neighbors to one another, better brothers and sisters. I doubt it, but maybe. Just maybe they'll be like, I don't want to be like that guy. And we'll see what happens. That new Dave Chappelle special came out. It is an incredible, that new one that just came out on New Year's. That's I fucking loved that. I loved that hour of comedy. That's been one of my favorite hours I've seen in years. And I just saw it a couple days ago, and people were bitching about it, talking about Dave Chappelle's bad person. But it's like, fuck people. You guys got to relax. Even he said in the special, you got to lighten up. Everyone's got to lighten up a little bit. That's one of the best fucking comedy specials I've seen in a long time. And it's real fucking funny. So I don't understand what everyone's fucking problem is. I feel like people are watching comedy now and not even enjoy comedy. They're just watching it to bitch. There was somebody who posted on Facebook, they're like, I don't like Dave Chappelle. I've never watched his shows. I've never watched his specials. And then I watched his new special, and then she just bitched about it. Well, it's like, of course you're going to bitch about it. You don't like him. You started off saying you don't like him. You've never really liked him. You've never been into him. So, of course, all you're going to do is talk about not liking him. So it's not for you. So what the fuck? Why are people... I mean, I do it too. I talk about things that aren't for me. That was that whole voting thing. Voting's not for me. But I just don't understand why you would invest your time. Because you have to seek out, you have to log on to Netflix or just turn on your TV or whatever and find that special, knowing you're not going to like it, and then talk about how you don't like it. Why don't you watch something you like and then talk about how you liked it? Or even watch things that you like and talk about how you don't like them. Because I'd rather hear a critique from somebody who generally enjoys it. Like if you generally enjoy comedy or generally enjoy Dave Chappelle, you know, and you're like, these are a couple things he did that I didn't like, I'd rather, I feel like that's a more acceptable opinion. To be like, I'm a Chappelle fan, but he kind of lost me here, you know, rather than going, I don't like anything he's ever done and he didn't get me on board. Well, it's not his fucking job to get you on board, you dipshit. It's a great fucking hour of comedy. If you haven't seen it, that new special, fucking fire, man. It just is. It's a real good comedy special. And people want to bitch about it and talk about how it's bad. He's just making jokes. It's fucking comedy. That dude lives in Ohio, like in buttfuck nowhere, and just minds his own business. And for some reason, everyone thinks he's a bad, or not everybody, but people are talking about how he's like a bad person. It's like, what has that dude ever done to anybody? And people just want to crucify him. That's exactly why you go to Africa and shit. Getting to that level. These people just, you know, they want to see you burn. So you get the fuck out. And then you live on some farm. And then you pop out once in a while and do some shit, put some stuff out, and people still want to chase you back to that farm. It's a good fucking special. It's fucking really good. Check it out if you have not seen it. Oh, see, that's what makes me think that people aren't really gonna change that much, even with old Donnie, the old Donnie boy as president. Just because it's like the new year and people were still repeating the same bullshit, your resolutions and all that nonsense. Here's something I've been doing because I still got that job, right? It's been, look at this, people, fucking what's it been? Almost 2 months. Almost 2 months. This will be like the longest I've had a job. I guess in a year, about. No, I had that fucking serving job for probably like 6 months or something like that. Anyway, I'm trying to just be grateful that I have a job. Because I'm just trying to focus on that more. Because I do feel like I have been grateful. It is nice to have a little extra money and be able to get some warm food and shit and be able to save some money and stuff. And it's nice, and I'm appreciating that. So I'm trying to live in that more rather than living in this is taking away from my time, from me doing nothing, which I love doing nothing. But that was the thing my friend Dulce said. She's like, if you weren't at work, what would you be doing? I'm like, nothing. I wouldn't be doing anything. I'd probably wake up at like 10 o'clock. I'd go get coffee and write some jokes, maybe, listen to music, maybe, but just do nothing. Just do whatever. And while I love that very much, what she said kind of registered with me as far as what would you be doing? And it's like, I'd be doing nothing. It's like, well, where's doing nothing going to get you? You know, and as much as I feel like I'm doing nothing at the job, sort of, because it's pretty, I mean, it's easy. It's a day full of work. Like there's shit, like I'm doing shit like all day, and it kind of feels like nothing, but at least I'm being compensated for it, you know. And I don't want to get caught in the trap, and I don't think I will, because I'm aware of I've become aware of the trap that is a job that is like a salary and all that shit. So I feel like that if this would have been, because this is kind of similar to the job I had when I was like, what, fucking 22 or some shit like that. If I was 22 now with this job, I'd probably be freaking out. But now that I'm 30, I know how the game works, and I'm aware that the game is there. So, and I understand that I can get it from that table at any point in time I want and walk away. I can collect my chips and I can go and not have to die at that table. If that makes, because it's a game. Everything's a game in life. Every relationships are games. Jobs are games. Comedy's a game. Everything we're doing is a game. And I know that I can leave. I can collect my earnings and get it from that table anytime I want. you know. And the idea is to be able to do that and not feel like you have to sit there until you have nothing left, till you got no chips. Because as far as poker goes, you can sit at a table and you can rebuy. If you lose your money, if you got some left, you can rebuy and you can sit there longer. And you can rebuy and you can sit there longer. And you can rebuy in and sit there as long as you have some money. But once that money is gone, you gotta go. And then what do you have to go to? Nothing. So it's I just look at it like a job. Like the job in that sense is like maybe not so much the money thing, but it's definitely your time and your life. You know, as long as you got time, you keep putting, I'm going to try and make this work. You're sitting at the table is the job, and you keep giving them your time. And then, you know, there's not much of a gamble there because they're going to give you, as long as you're giving your time, they're going to be paying you, you know. And as long as you're kind of smart with what they're giving you, you can make it work. But at some point, I think people lose track of their time and don't realize that they've been sitting at this table for 50 fucking years. And then they decide it's time to cash out, and they got a boatload of cash, but you got no time left. I think there's a balance between I'll give you my time and some compensation, but when I feel like maybe it's not worth it anymore, it's time to go. I don't know if that makes any sense, but at some point in time, you got to get it from that table and deal with the earnings that you have, even if it's not a lot, and just make sure you're using your time in a right way. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. To me, it sort of does. But maybe not to everybody. But that's the new 2018 is going to be fucking just trying to appreciate things. And the comedy scene in Atlanta has been very welcoming to me, and I am forever grateful for that. It's been fantastic so far. It's wonderful. Getting on shows, getting to say, you know, just hang out, say hey to people, laugh with people, share some smiles, get a couple hugs here and there. It's all good, man. Everything's real good right now. So I'm going to try and keep this momentum going as much as I can. But there's always, you know, when things are going good, life comes in waves. So there's going to be a downslope at some point in time. So you just got to make sure you're prepared and understand that it is coming. Because at some point in time, it's going to come for me. I know. Things don't stay good forever. And things are just real good right now. So I'm just aware that it's not going to, this ain't a forever thing, man. Things aren't going to be good forever, but it's how you handle it when they're bad. And then understand when they're bad, they're good. There's an upswing on the way too. Everything comes in waves, man. Everything comes in waves. So I'm not too worried about a damn thing. I'm enjoying myself in Atlanta. The van has not been that bad. I mean, there have been some cold days, but as opposed to like Michigan and shit, listen to this shit, people. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Duluth, Minnesota, but that's where my aunt lives. And I was talking to my old pops the other day, and he had talked to my aunt. It was fucking 44 below zero in goddamn Duluth. It was like 17 below in Michigan a few days last week or some shit. And then talking to my dad, he's like, it's 44 below. That's some real fucking shit, man. That I would die if I was living in a van. I'm pretty sure I would have frozen to death. Maybe not though. Maybe I don't know, man, but that is fucking cold. It's been like, there have been some cold days here in Atlanta. There's like 17, 19 degrees, shit like that. And it's not, you know, it's nothing to fuck with, but it's not 44 below. But it hasn't been bad as far as doing the van shit goes. I got a new setup for my blankets, which has been keeping me very warm. So I'll keep my socks on, right? Because you got to keep your socks on if you want to stay warm. Throw on some sweatpants, a hoodie, put the hood up. And now what I do is rather than going sleeping bag, blanket, blanket, I go blanket, sleeping bag, blanket. And that shit has been fucking toasty as can be. I have been sleeping wonderfully. Getting up, waking up, and facing the cold, getting out of those blankets is a bitch. But goddamn, people, putting that blanket in between me and that sleeping bag has been the best move. One of the best moves for staying toasty in this van that I thought of. Just because those blankets tend to be real warm. But since I took the fucking headlining out of the goddamn van, I mean, it feels like more space. But you got the headliner in your vehicle, and sometimes the glue will wear away and it'll start to droop. Well, underneath that, there's like a piece of foam too where the glue sticks to. So I just took the whole thing out before I left Seattle, and it gives me a little bit more space. It gives me like an 1/8 inch more space, which feels real good. But the only fucked up thing is like, if you're in a car and it's real cold outside and you're breathing and you're putting out your body heat all night, you get like condensation on the inside of your vehicle. And so what's happening is it's like the fucking water is condensing above my head on the fucking roof, on the metal roof of my van. And there have been mornings when I've woken up and it's just been it's been frozen. There's been little droplets of ice that are like on the inside of my van but frozen on the roof. And then there's been other days where fucking the sun will start to come up. Like it'll be like 7:30, 8 o'clock. The sun will start to peek out, hit the roof of that van, and start to melt that shit. And it's like fucking Chinese water torturing me while I'm trying to goddamn sleep. But what I do is I cover up my face with a blanket, and then I stay fine. But for some reason, I don't know. It's been dripping in my beard. Like I'll just wake up and my beard will be all wet and cold. So this shit's supposed to keep me warm. But, you know, you got to deal with it. But you just cover your face, you stay out of it. But it's like I'm getting fucking icicles in my goddamn van. You got to deal with that? Anybody else got to deal with that? You wake up in the morning, you got fucking ice dripping on your head? I don't want to hear about your problems. I got icicles. If it stays cold enough, they might drip and get real sharp. And then one drops off, stabs me in the eye, you know, then how bad is your life? I got stabbed in the eye by an icicle while I was sleeping. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. It's going to be fucking, supposed to be 60 degrees this Thursday. I'll be in Huntsville. It'll probably be fucking 23 degrees there, but it's supposed to be like 60 in Atlanta. So this shit ain't too bad. It'll probably get real cold again next week, but so far so good. There's a big football game tonight that's going to be put out tomorrow. But there's a fucking, is it the national championship, something like that? Georgia, Alabama, roll tide, go Georgia. I don't know what they say, but go Georgia. I was walking to the Laughing Skull one day. This is a couple weeks ago. And I guess Georgia had won a game, and I'm just walking up the street, and some guy fucking walking the opposite direction gets right in my face and yells, "Go Georgia! Woo!" Just right in my face. So now I hope Georgia loses tonight, mainly because of that guy. And again, this is contradicting the point I was making earlier about how it's a team effort and everybody blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure there are very nice Georgia fans out there. I'm sure I've met plenty of polite ones. But this fucking asshole ruined it for me, for everybody. I don't like Alabama either. I love the state, but the football team, everyone's like, oh, the fucking Alabama fans are the best. It's like, what, they yell roll tide at any fucking chance they get. How are they good? How are they the best fans? Because they're very supportive of their team. That's good. They're the best fans, but they're some of the worst people. Do you know how many times I've been to the club, Stand Up Live in Huntsville, and some fuck yells roll tide during a fucking comedy show when no one's talking about football? They're just agreeing with something you say, and then they yell roll tide. You're like, hey man, I like pizza. And he's like, roll goddamn tide. And it's like, what? This is a comedy show. And it's never like one person doing it. It's like it becomes a wave of people yelling, roll tide. And it's like, I'm glad you like your football team, but can you fuck off for a minute and just be a person? Just be a human being and not be a fucking football fan. I hope everybody's happy with the outcome of the game. If you like football, good for you. Football is still, I mean, it's fun to watch. It's just people ruin it. That type of behavior is what ruins sports for me. You can't, because I I mean, I can't really enjoy a game because I don't really have any way of watching it in my van. But if I go somewhere, if I'm like, hey, maybe I'll watch a little bit of, watch a fucking football game. Maybe I'll just kind of sit at a bar. Maybe I'll get maybe get a hamburger. Maybe get a hamburger with some cheese, medium rare, please. Yeah. And if there's an option for curly fries, I'll do that. Tater tots, maybe. It depends if you have vinegar. If you have malt vinegar, I'm not going to order tater tots. They crumble. Give me the fries for the malt vinegar. And then I'm going to sit there and just try and have a nice time watching TV, and there's people going to be yelling and talking to me and going, who are you rooting for? It's like, no, I'm just here to watch. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. I'm not going to enjoy myself more whether or not a team wins. I'm just trying to enjoy myself now watching this game. And you're fucking it up for me by asking me stupid goddamn questions like who do I want to win and where I'm from, and it's none of your business. Fuck off. I don't go places alone to meet people. I go places alone because I want to be fucking alone. But, I feel like other people, they're like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to talk to some people. I'm going to go by myself, I'm going to make a new friend. It's like, I don't want, leave me alone. I just want to sit here right now. Not all the time, but some of the time. You fucking asking me dumb questions. I'm just trying to eat some food and watch a football game, and you got a foam block of cheese on your goddamn head. How am I supposed to take you seriously as a human being? You silly fuck. You fucking, you cult follower. I go wear my cheese every Sunday. It sounds like a cult to me. Just enjoy the fucking game, will you? That's why tickets are so goddamn expensive, because everyone's fucking obnoxious. People are like, wow, these tickets for this game are fucking thousands of dollars. Well, it's like, yeah, because a bunch of fucking assholes watch it. But I hope good things, national championship. I think that's what it is. I got no idea. All I know is it's Georgia and it's Alabama, and I'm in Georgia until Thursday afternoon, and then I'm in Alabama Thursday evening through Sunday morning. So I get to see the victory and the carnage. The victory and the defeat. Carnage might not be a good word for that. Victory and defeat. Those are the opposites. We should just use those words. So I'll get to see the victorious side and the side who was defeated. All within the same week of the game. So that should be exciting. If Alabama wins, I hope Alabama loses just